Hey, so I got this comment, and rather than getting upset about it, I think it's actually a really important point, and I am so glad that this person made this comment. So, hi, I'm Tracy. I am a pediatrician, and I make videos on TikTok trying to educate people and about their children's health conditions and try to battle a little bit of misinformation online. And when I introduce a lot of my videos, I want people to know who I am. Because if I say, your child shouldn't be taking this, and then you don't know who is that person who's actually giving you that information, I think that's part of where we got to this point when it comes to social media. However, I do recognize that sometimes that comes across as preachy, or I'm going to be kind of spewing something that like this person may think is not true or toes the line or even has misinformation associated with it. And so I think this is a really important point and a huge part of the reason why myself and people like myself are on social media. So in general, doctors were very discouraged against talking to people, talking to reporters, talking to people on TV, talking to forums like this, because the doctor-patient relationship was seen as something that should really just be in the room and it should not be put out anywhere else. And the problem with that was our voice was not being heard. We were not the ones talking to you guys. We weren't the ones giving you information. You were left on your own with 5 minutes in exam room to get very little information to try to figure all this stuff out on your own. And as information became so much easier to access online, and now we have AI, it is really hard to navigate this. Then when you look at what happened during COVID, where doctors and patients were pitted against each other, when we were in the trenches together, the patients were scared, the doctors were scared, you were taking risks, I was taking risks, yet the people who were pitting us against each other were taking no risks, and they were saying, if you guys are fighting each other, then you won't realize that we're not doing our job to protect you. So I know that there are not good doctors, just like there aren't good other professions. But the majority of us are here because we care, because we don't want you to feel alone. We don't want this break in the doctor-patient relationship. We think the healthcare system sucks too. We don't want it to be like this. So we're on here to try to help. So I cannot speak for everyone, but I will tell you, the information that I give you is the same information that I would use for my family, and I will tell you if I'm wrong, and I will tell you if I don't know. There's a lot I don't know, and there's a lot that I'm not going to know. But if you have a question, you can ask, and I am here to try to help. So I think this is a great point. I'm so glad that you made it. I'm glad you felt comfortable enough to do that. I think it was also done very respectfully, so I have no issue with it. Thank you. I hope this clarifies a little bit, at least how I feel, and I will do my best in the future to let you know who I am, but make sure that it never sounds preachy or elitist, that I am in some position that you don't understand. I just want you to know I'm not on here talking to you about your taxes. I'm not on here talking to you about your veterinary care or about things that I don't know about, because even if I can look up something and maybe talk about it, I could get it wrong, and that would cause more harm than good. So I hope this makes sense and comes across the way that I intended it, that this is a safe space and we should be able to ask questions and expect that of each other. So take care.